Hello, Fight Insight fan, viewers, and listeners. I'm your co-host, Brady Bunch, aka the Non-Binary Ninja. And with me, as always, your host, Timmy B. Before we start the show, please take a moment to follow us on Spotify. Trying to build our followers there. Please tell your friends. We're also on Instagram, YouTube, and I'm sure you could find us elsewhere. Right? Good luck with that. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about MMA Twitter. We're going to talk about social media manners and a whole lot more, probably including the fights this weekend. Tim, hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fight Insight Podcast. Let's talk.
Well, Brady Bunch. Multiple bailouts for guests this week. So if you were following our Instagram, if you were watching the show last week, we had previewed different guests through the week. Everyone ended up bailing out. Our last guest just couldn't make it now, like last minute, like 2 minutes ago, said something had come up and unfortunately they couldn't come. So the show must go on. Yes. We will do this ourselves. In truth, Brady Bunch, we are the stars of this show.
Yes, we are.
Every week. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. We're going to talk about a few different things, and it's good because I did have lots of things that we were going to talk about. First off, how are you doing? Everything good with you?
I'm really good. Tired, but happy to be here. Can't complain.
Nice.
Back 6 days a week of training starting this week, so I'm good. Good.
I've been back training as well myself. So
Sure.
I feel better about myself. Like, we talk all the time about the people that, like, you know, when they're feeling down and stuff like that. And you've made mention of that before too. But I tell you, getting back to training makes you feel a whole lot better.
Yes, it's like a instant Prozac.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't have a Prime to drink today, but I did try this new. This is not sponsored, so I don't care whether you buy this. This is Gatorade Fit. Have you seen these?
Yes, I have.
Really?
That's the like organic, is it? And like lower sugar?
I don't know. Electrolyte. Yeah, no sugar added, whatever. So I saw this and I'm like, oh, are they trying to compete with Prime? Like, is this their new thing? And then sure enough, this thing tastes just as sweet as Prime.
Interesting.
So if you have not tried this, I don't know. It's not the greatest. And the last couple weeks on the podcast, I forgot to mention it, but I had been drinking the Blue Prime.
Yeah.
Because my dedication to the podcast, I'm trying all the flavors. It's gross.
All right.
Okay. So I haven't found one good one yet, but I will tell you, Brady Bunch, it's starting to I'm starting to like it.
Interesting. It's
like the nasty thickness of it and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like it. God damn it.
Oh no.
I know it's terrible.
It's like if you hear a song you don't like on the radio enough time,
yeah.
Along, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm starting to actually like the stupid stuff, but I'm going to keep trying the other flavors. I haven't seen one today, but I was trying the Gatorade.
You made me think of my nieces and nephews. I saw them for Easter. They had Easter baskets.
Yeah.
Full of candy and Prime drinks. That's what
Get out.
That's what the Easter Bunny brought them. Prime drinks. I'm like, oh my God, what is this world going into?
I mean, Logan Paul is happy.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, and this one on the Gatorade, for those that have been following what we were saying, this one does not say that it's not for, oh shit, not intended for children.
So they really are like taking.
Whoa. And it does not say that on normal Gatorade. So, okay, well, there's poison in this one too then.
It's so crazy. Interesting.
Speaking about things that wear you down, that kind of you start to like or not, Adesanya on the weekend,
yes,
defeats Alex Pereira.
Put him on ice.
Puts him on ice. Frozen like Elsa, baby. Then the massive debate online when he trolled his son. Okay, you and I have not talked about this at all.
I love it.
You liked when he did it?
I loved it.
You are a savage, horrible person, Brady Bunch.
This is
What
coming
is wrong?
from the former school teacher, by the way. Sometimes you have to teach kids lessons when they're young. You gotta humble them.
Okay.
We're often, I don't really believe this, but people say we're a reflection of our parents, right?
Yeah.
Did he not do that to Izzy first? Right? Maybe
How
Alex should have
old?
raised his son to know some more sportsmanship unless he's ready to get it dished back.
I'm so glad that you're taking this side
All right.
because I was worried that we would be the same and then the podcast would be boring. Okay. I
Yeah.
can't believe you like it. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody that's watching this podcast or anybody's watching or listening to this podcast, you know what we're talking about. When 7 years ago, Alex's son, who's 5 years old at the time, is in the ring with his father after he knocks out Izzy, and he like falls to the ground like he's dead.
Yes.
At a time, yeah, when he's 5 years old.
All right.
7 years later, another loss in the books. Adesanya beats him, goes to the crowd to find the son, who's 12 years old, points to him, and then mimics the falling down dead.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Jesus.
Yo.
He's trolling a 5-year-old child.
Well, how old would he be now?
No, but I don't care that he's 12. He essentially was talking to the 5-year-old child. You know what I mean? Like he was upset from a 5-year-old child doing that to him and waited to get his payback on a 5-year-old child. That's, you know what I mean? Like I don't care that the kid's 12 now. You were trying to do it to that child at that age.
It was all fun and games. That's the way I look at it, right? Like
It is as premeditated as anything else. Okay. It's not his job to parent someone else's child, too.
I agree, right? I'm just like joking about that part, right?
No, I don't care. No, go hard on this.
You did teach him a lesson, right? Like things come back to you, right? And let's keep it real. I don't think like we should be holding 5-year-olds accountable for their actions usually, right? But like at the same time, kids still learn the lesson, right? The kid gave Izzy a piece of ammunition for the future. I make the argument that that kid is part of the reason Izzy fought the way he did. That kid is part of the reason Izzy won, right? I'm just thinking about it. That was planned. He manifested all of that, right?
Yeah.
Out,
Yeah.
celebrating, he says the happiest he's ever been. I get that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And while he's the happiest he's ever been, part of the reason why he's so happy, he got his revenge, right? And while running that high, feeling all good, he didn't forget about that kid in that moment. In that moment, he went and
petty.
shows you just how much that kid doing that to him was like a slap in his face back in the day. So I get it. Like to us, it seems so silly, but to Izzy, that was disrespectful. And in a way, yes, Izzy did that to the boy, but really the way I look at it more as like that's Izzy trolling Alex, right? Like, like
I guess. Yeah, I got you. I see it. I understand. I understand it. But in terms of when I said it's not your job to parent another kid or something like that, like, because I could only imagine, like, as a kid myself, if I had done something wrong or something, and then another parent came and yelled at me, I'm pretty sure my dad would have murdered him. Because you know what I mean? Like parents would be like, "Don't talk to my son like that. Like, don't talk to my kid." Like,
did he really yell at him?
Like, no, but no. I understand. It's not yelling or anything like that. But to do something like that, like, okay, hold on. Is it worse though? Because you're embarrassing him on a world scale, like in front of millions of pay-per-view buyers, millions of streamers. You know what I mean?
Think of it this way. Like the kid's 12.
Yeah.
How old is he?
34. I don't know. How old is he? Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's put 10 years on this kid. Maybe we're just setting up for Guerrero Jr. versus Izzy down the line in some type of historic matchup because just like Izzy was motivated by that disrespect,
Yeah, now this child starts like drinking prime,
Yeah.
fucking going to the gym, beast mode. It's like his origin story. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a
I,
bit of a clown. I thought it was hysterical. I understand why some people would be upset, but he
it's I mean online it's pretty Izzy positive,
alright.
but there's a lot of Izzy hate. Like it's a little bit half half. One thing that I had said was, well, you don't know whether Alex admonished the kid when that happened. Like, how do you know? Like, he's in the middle of getting his hand raised in the goddamn ring. You don't know that he's not going to admonish his kid later. Today, they released an interview, and I'm just going to show you on screen. I don't know if we'll be allowed to air this on YouTube, copyright or whatever. It's what do you call it? It's got subtitles, so I'll read it out after. But for the viewers, you can read along. Check this out.
E meu moleque tava querendo fazer a mesma coisa. Ali em cima eu falei, ei, não, para, não. Fica na mãe aí, não faz nada não. Eu sou cara.
Did you get a chance to read that and see that?
So was that him basically
He's
telling his son not to do that?
Yeah, he's saying at the time when it happened long ago, I had told my son, don't do anything like that. Stop it, blah, blah, blah.
All right.
Whether I believe him or not, whether you believe him or not, whether he really did that. The fact of the matter is he's saying, and for what reason could he say? Because he goes on to say like, hey, that's cool that Izzy did it.
Right.
It's a little bit childish.
All right.
Right? You're comparing yourself to a 5-year-old child.
12-year-old. He's 12 now.
No, but at the time he's fine. But he's saying, hey, I did tell him to stop. So to me, Alex Pereira, good dude. He didn't have to address it at all. I feel like he addresses it in a very good way. And if you want to find that video, I think it's on his YouTube channel. Just search Alex Pereira and just scroll down. You'll see he's sitting in front of like a house kind of thing. So you can check that out video. Also, someone said, hey, the transcription might not be the best. But whatever. Fact of the matter is, it's a very heated debate whether Izzy should have done that and trolled a 5-year-old child or not. Can I just advise you, Brady Bunch, the next time you're fighting someone and you beat the crap out of some dude, don't seek out their child to mock them.
No, I won't. I wouldn't do that.
All right.
But if I ever fight Gita, I talk some smack to her man after I knock her out.
Yeah. All right. That said, people keep asking, any fight news for you? What's going on?
I'm in talks to have a smoker.
Okay. Which to Canadians, that's called a house show, but yeah.
A house show. Do Muay Thai. Should I talk about some of the organizations that I'm talking with? So I'm trying to decide what to do because I'm training in the multiple arts. As you all know, there's been some talk of some bare knuckle. But actually, Albert Ochoa's organization reached back out to me this week.
The IFL? Okay. Influencer Fight League. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they were like, hey, if you're still down, we're trying to set up our next show. Let us know.
Do it.
It would be in June. So here's the one thing I got to learn. I think my smoker would be in June.
No offense. You take IFL.
So you really think so?
Why would you take a house show over IFL? IFL has a pretty decent track record.
All right. So then my question is for IFL, would you go with the boxing or kickboxing?
Well, you've done boxing twice. As you just said, you train in the art of the mixed martial.
Yeah.
I think you do the kickboxing and give it a go.
Do you think Gita would trans up to fight me? Because they reached out to her. They were down to book the two of us, and she claimed she didn't have money to make it there. Right?
Try it again. If not, Gita Marie, friend of the podcast. Hello, Gita Marie. Don't get mad at me that I said that, Brady Bunch. Okay. Hey, if not Gita Marie, someone else is going to step up. There's going to be another trans opponent. There's going to be another male kickboxer that will take that challenge.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to decide too. If I should focus on being trans or male kickboxer.
What do you prefer?
So you know what? I get much more joy out of beating up men. I like a challenge. Not to say like
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
But me taking on a man full of testosterone and kicking his ass just is that much more impressive to me.
It's
Uh,
good for the storyline.
it is good for the storyline.
It's good for the headlines. It's good for your Instagram, your social media.
Yeah, and then
Get on it.
I need to decide too. So it's the IFL. Talked about bare knuckle. I might have a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up if I
Yeah.
have time, but I'm more focused on the striking at the moment.
Sure, but you can do a friggin' jiu-jitsu tournament at any time.
That's true.
Like that,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I just remembered. I was
Yeah.
talking about this. Fight Circus or Full Metal Dojo. They have reached out to me after their historic Rampage and Bob Sapp signed twin boxing fight. And they have also offered me a fight in June if I can make it there. So that's my problem. I have 3 potential fights: a house show, IFL, and fight.
Look, whichever one you do, will be there to support you. Maybe it's the financial plausibility of whichever one is closer to you, or whichever one seems better. Getting there, you know what I mean? Like, can I tell you one thing that's funny?
Yeah.
I had a UFC person I was speaking to. Okay. Told me that the UFC only pays for one person to fly with you and to be in the hotel with you, and that person has to stay in the hotel room with you.
Interesting.
So every time you see a UFC fighter come out and they've got 2 coaches with them, that second one is on the fighter's dime.
I believe that.
I always thought they were allowed 2. I thought the UFC would pay for the 2.
I bet you if you are Conor McGregor.
Oh, of course. Fine.
Right? But no, especially now with the WWE and them linking up, they may have you pay half of the price for that one person in the future.
That's crazy. That's crazy that means, like, if you wanted to bring your wife to your fight for free, she has to be your cornerman.
Yeah.
And you have to sacrifice even having a corner person. That's crazy. Next time we have a UFC fighter on the podcast, aside from the person that just ghosted us this week, I'm going to ask that, because maybe if you're at a certain level, that becomes included. And I can always reach out to our good friend Bam Bam Barberena. Bam Bam, if you're watching this, just leave it in the comments below and just tell us, like, are you allowed to bring more than one, or no, not allowed to, but how many people get paid?
That's true.
That's crazy. That's a very strange thing to me. Anyways, I just heard that. But okay, so whenever your fight is, pick the league with the best positives. But I know IFL does a really good job with their promotion, the posters. Everything looks very professional with that league.
Yeah, so as of right now, I think that's the one I'm leaning to most.
I like them. I do like them. They've actually reached out to us several times as the podcast, to talk to us on our social media and stuff like that. They've had a few of our guests on their fights, of course, Albert Ochoa, but also Helena. Oh my goodness, why can I not remember? Helena Padilla. She fought Muay Thai for them. She was on their card. So, that's a good organization. All right, well, I'm excited for that.
All right.
Speaking of social media, Twitter. Sorry, one of our guests was going to be a Twitter star.
Yes.
How active are you on Twitter?
Not active.
No. Okay.
I log in like once a year.
Okay. Twitter is the most horrible place on earth. It is. I mean, if you think Instagram is bad, go on MMA Twitter, and it is a billion times worse. Like, it's really bad.
I'm sure now more than ever with the Elon takeover.
I didn't really notice any change over time for that, per se.
I feel like there's probably less censorship, if that's all I mean.
Maybe. But, how would I know? Because I don't know what they were censoring before, I guess. But I will say one thing that was crazy. On the weekend, you had Adrian Yanez versus Rob Font.
Yes.
And Rob Font knocks out Adrian Yanez, who I really like. Adrian Yanez, Cool dude. I like them both. It was a great fight. Fantastic. His former opponent, Tony Kelly, the guy that said the slight racist comments. His girlfriend is Andrea KGB Lee.
Yes.
He said something about Brazilians, and then Adrian Yanez came to the defense of all Brazilians, even though he's Mexican, and beat the crap out of Tony, and it was a big thing. And then Tony got his contract not renewed. Blah blah blah. Right?
Yes.
Trying to get this guy in the podcast because I've heard that he's a really nice guy.
All right.
His Twitter blows up. To be fair, he puts a picture of Adrian Yanez getting knocked down, right? Okay. But I'm just going to show a picture of like some of the things on Twitter. This is just one random screenshot. This first guy says, delete this. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. You got absolutely destroyed. So you're flexing what someone else did to him. It's pathetic. You got slept and cut for being a racist, crazy talk. This is embarrassing for you and your family. Like, so brutal. Like, holy cow. And then I started looking at all his posts. It's brutal. This dude just gets murdered on Twitter by people. I could barely find a positive comment in the bunch.
Yeah. Yes, Twitter is a war zone.
I don't even know why you're on it. Like if you're him, what is the end game there? And he's not even trying to like win people over per se. Nor is he really being too aggressive. Like he's not being like a Colby Covington.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know. This dude gets hammered online. It's terrible. Yeah. Have you had bad interactions with?
All I know is that back when I used to do Twitter, yes, lots of toxic shit. Also, just what you witness on there. Yeah, a lot of just hate. I think it's one of the worst places, actually. I agree with you. Facebook. I think Twitter's the worst. I think Facebook is pretty toxic.
Yeah.
And then the others,
I try, I'll leave stuff that's like a little bit funny sometimes. I won't be aggressively rude. Sometimes it's funny, like it's a joke at someone's expense kind of thing, but meant not to be too horrible. I'm expecting them to read it. So it's not, I don't want it to be terrible, but I'm doing it for a bit of a joke as well. But man, some of these ones go so hard in the paint on people, like just so aggressive. And then you wonder, like, how does this guy not block them? Like,
some people like any form of attention.
Yeah, you think so?
Especially when you're out of the serious fight game yourself. Yeah, some people just love attention. Some people like being trolls. Some people like.
Yeah, because this guy hasn't got another fight. It's been quite some time since we've seen this guy compete. I don't know why another organization hasn't picked him up, if there's some sort of blackball listing on this guy or what. But he was a good fighter and he had good potential. So that's why I keep wanting him on the podcast, because I'd be like, what the fuck's happening? Like, where are you? Like, what are you doing? Are you injured? Maybe he's injured or something. But he shut his Instagram down right away after the whole thing. So I haven't seen him at all.
He did shut it down.
He shut his Instagram down. Yeah, but his Twitter is still up. That's why I was surprised that his Twitter was still going. So talking about social media and like running your social media, like I said, like why doesn't he shut it down? I found out last week that a fighter, UFC fighter, was a former member of the Ultimate Fighter reality show. I won't say this person, just out of respect, that I have been talking to for some time about like getting them on the show and having them on. They have a fight upcoming. Suddenly the account says, hey, FYI, I'm not really the fighter. I'm their social media manager. And I'm like, so this whole time I'm talking to you, but you're acting like you're the girl.
Yeah.
And you're not even really the person. And like, maybe they changed over time, but I don't think so. Like, because it kind of...
Actually.
That's happened what?
So that has happened to me sometimes, where people I've done business with on Instagram, where I used to talk to them personally, I follow up and we'll be talking, and then eventually they will chime in and be like, "Hey, I'm not so and so. I'm the social media manager." So that has happened to me. I think it literally happens sometimes when people get so busy they just throw money at someone to like respond to their messages and post it.
So so then my question to you is, and this is the next thing I kind of want to talk about, is like, should fighters use social media managers, and then should there be some sort of onus on them to say this account is handled by a social media manager? Like, so
It's interesting.
because it seems very disingenuous, because essentially you're a fan page with just better access. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless it all depends on how much that social media manager and the person talk. You know what I'm saying too? Like, is it
Yeah.
the person they hired? Is it a family member like that they see every day and they pay them a little money? And all right, make sure these posts go out on these. You know what I'm saying?
This person is on The Ultimate Fighter, or was on The Ultimate Fighter. I'm sure they do not have large sums of money to be spending on this. And I also question even how busy their social media is. Like, and I'll tell you, their social media is not fantastic. Like, I didn't look at their page and go like, oh yeah, this is professionally done. I mean, it just looks like any other shitty page, like ours. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing.
I get it. Your page isn't shitty.
I just feel like it's so disingenuous to be using someone to essentially pretend they're you or to act like you. I just don't like it. I just don't. I mean, of all the fighters that we've had on the show, I don't think any of them have done that, because I've talked to them, and then when they come on the show, they know me and they know what we're talking about. I just think that's such a weird thing.
It is weird.
Yeah. I don't know what I really wanted to say about this topic, aside from the fact that it's just so weird, and that I just don't think a fighter should do that. I think that you should have to like reveal that this is not Dustin Poirier.
Like
You
a
know,
little asterisk on the bottom of a post or
something.
sign.
Yeah, because fans are interacting with that okay, so I know that now that this person's page is not really them, but as I scroll through their feed, there's all these people going, "Love you,"
Of course.
blah blah blah. "Oh, you're so cool," blah blah blah, and then the person's responding. Right? Or like, so you think like, there's pages online all the time that are so happy when like, uh, when Malcolm Gordon reshares their thing, or when Bam Bam Barberena, leaves a comment, fire, fire, fire emoji, right?
Yeah.
And people get really proud of that. Like, they'll share it on their story and go, "Oh my God, Brian saw my post." Can you imagine it's not even fucking Brian?
So I hate to friggin' break it to you. Yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff that goes on in the social media world. But I think that's more common than you realize. And I'll share just a little story.
Yeah, yeah.
I worked with a PR guy once. This guy, like, if you see the name of his company, claims he's made millions in like the last year just with his PR company, whatever.
Yeah.
Tried him out, jumped elsewhere. We both follow each other.
Yeah.
What I've caught on to is I now see this guy's account, viewing stories, leaving comments, and all this stuff. It's clear to me that his account is now automated like a bot.
Right. Yeah.
I find it really fascinating. But what I notice is it seems like he's with a bubble of other powerful, influential Instagrammers with the checks. And I think they're all tied to the same automation, where I think literally AI is controlling some of these
Yeah.
accounts now. And they're all like, "Oh, let's all go comment at 2:00 on this post." Meaning he's not even on his fucking phone, and it's
Right.
him leaving comments.
Yeah.
And what I will just say is, it commented to me.
Oh, the bot commented to you.
Yeah, right. It wrote to me, and that's all I needed to like. I had the theory, and that's where I was like, "Yep, this is not. This is not."
Wait. How did you wait? But what did the comment say that you knew then it wasn't this person?
Let's just say that it was like a DM to me.
Yeah.
And the information that was being said and what was being discussed, like, this man and I have interacted so many times together before.
Oh.
It was like
so
I
it
was
was
a stranger. Yes, meaning like
right. Okay. Yeah.
right. Like it was hitting up random accounts, trying to spread the thing it was trying.
Yeah.
To,
I don't. Yeah, it's just so weird. And then I think like if you're a young fighter, again, like this person on The Ultimate Fighter, don't you want to interact with your fans? Like, don't you want to build your brand and like have authentic, genuine conversation? I also am gonna say this is like, I think it's only the second Ultimate Fighter person that I've had to that I've tried to have on the show that was really like, I'm too good for you.
Interesting.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no offense. But like it is weird to me that when someone is solo, and not that I am anybody, but like that when you're trying to build your brand, you would think that these are the opportunities you should take.
Yes.
And again, maybe not me, that's fine. But just in general, like you think you'd be more open like to being your true self on social media or like putting yourself out there. This is very weird. I'll tell you, talking about rubbing you the wrong way. Yeah, this person definitely, I'm not cheering for them anymore. You know?
Forget it.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. That said, a cool person who's online is Mark Dearnay, and he is fighting at Havoc FC next week. He's going to be our guest on the show next week.
Cool.
He is out in Western Canada. Looks like a cool kid. He's been following the podcast and all that for a long time. I did not know how to pronounce his name, so he told me how to pronounce it. It is Mark Dearnay. It's Desharnais.
All right.
Okay, but it's Mark Dearnay, Havoc FC. He's fighting next week, so he's going to be on the show during his fight week. So very excited to talk with him. But that's a cool kid. And again, like, you know, he's very excited to come on the podcast. I'm excited to have him. He's trying to build his brand. That's the kind of people I want to support.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
People that are kicking ass and doing the thing. Yeah. So happy to have Mark next week. Okay, so we're talking about like social media is kind of weird. All right, my next question is, in terms of social media, I think many people know that I have been banned by, or I have been blocked by ONE FC. Right?
Wait, you reminded me of this now.
Yeah.
And Angie Overkill.
Oh, yes, and Angela Overkill Hill. Sure, yeah, I've been banned by her, or blocked by her as well. So I've always wanted to talk about it with someone, but I mean, you're very knowledgeable in social media and influencing stuff, whatever. Man, when an organization blocks you,
yes,
what does that say about the organization? Knowing that I am not super rude or impolite, like I'm not leaving just a bunch of swear words or just, you know, bashing someone. And what I got in trouble for, not what I got in trouble for, but the reason I got banned was because I did call out when their owner threw the belt on their winner, Oak Rayun, when he won the title, blah, blah, blah. Old story. But he was just very disrespectful the way he threw the belt. And I called it out. And I didn't say, fuck this guy or anything like that. I just said, that's not very disrespectful the way he threw the belt on. Like, I was careful to use words on the ONE FC account.
So get you.
But I wasn't going to be, you know, I wasn't going to hide that fact. I feel like you should be honest to yourself and whatever. And I was hoping that they would respond and go, no, he wasn't doing that, whatever. What do you think about an organization that blocks their fans?
So know what's funny? I had some words with Celebrity Boxing.
Did they block you? You're like one of their fighters.
They blocked a bunch of my fans, right? And I had to reach out, right? And literally, I saw the things they were being blocked for. Maybe they talked a little smack, but it was like in support of me. And they blocked a bunch of my fans, which I just think is so silly, right? Because anytime I share a post for Celebrity Boxing, well, right? But they stopped when they found out that I knew. Was really annoyed.
But why? Okay, but hold on. But why would an organization do that? Because like we were talking about before, about like any press is good press.
You want to know?
Why would you start muting voices?
One of the comments I remember that they blocked.
Okay.
They were referring to another organization, right? So they were like, I forgot what they said, but it was something like in support of me. The only org worth watching is.
Oh, okay, right? Okay, sure, yeah.
So like in that sense, I sort of get it. Or it's didn't block. Come on, there's so many comments. I think it's foolish blocking someone like you, especially when you have a podcast and a reach, right? You didn't say anything too bad. what organization? Like, do you think UFC is sitting there blocking accounts, leaving comments?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, okay, so again, if you're listening to this podcast and you've been blocked by an organization, leave the name of the organization in the comments. I want to know companies that are blocking, because I feel like that's a weird thing. Did you know that ONE FC also will disable comments on their videos on YouTube?
Interesting.
That is crazy. So they will post certain things and then they will disable comments. Like, you have to purposefully do that.
Yes.
And then there are other videos you can leave comments. So they selectively know the ones that might cause something, and then they disable comments.
Interesting.
That's even worse than blocking people.
At least
Because
you see it still. But yes.
It's very strange. It's very strange that, like, when organizations are so controlling of what should be a public space.
I agree.
But I don't know. So ONE FC blocked me. Guess who else blocked me now?
Is
I
it
just found
an organization?
hold on, wait. I have a screen here that I will put up. No, this new one is not an organization. It is an individual.
Dana White?
So hold on. Here's my sign for ONE FC blocked me. Okay, it's on the screen. If you're watching, if you're only listening on audio, check out the visual podcast always. Spotify and YouTube. Check that out. Tell your friends. ONE FC blocked me. And the next person of stature that has blocked me, Brady Bunch, your guess?
Are they a fighter?
No. No, what was your first guess?
It was going to be a fighter. Is it a commentator?
No, you already said the name.
Oh. Wait, Angie Overkill?
No.
Oh.
Wait, maybe I misheard it. Okay, take a guess. Who do you think blocked me?
Dana White?
Dana White blocked me. You motherfucker.
Oh, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's a
So Dana White has now blocked me on Instagram. What a slap in the face that is, Brady Bunch.
That is such a slap in the face. What a scumbag. Why?
Let me just explain to you. The only reasons this dude is blocking me is because I would have left comments about either power slap,
yeah,
or him slapping his wife.
When did he block?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't realize. Like, I just saw something come up on Twitter. I saw him release a video that talked about it. It can't be long, because normally I watch his stupid Friday where he eats those things, right? Yeah. What is that on his Instagram? Friday, Fuck It Fridays, right? Yeah. So it can't be that long. Like, within the last few weeks, it must have been a power slap thing, I feel, because the wife slap thing happened so long ago, right?
Yeah.
But then it must have been a power slap thing. And the only thing, I'm going to check it here live on the podcast. I'm going to check Forrest Griffin. Forrest Griffin. Did Forrest Griffin block me? And if it's Forrest Griffin blocked me, then it's that's the link. No, Forrest did not block me.
All right.
Okay, well, there it is. It must have been something around power slap, because they keep posting the stupid power slap shit on their Instagram, UFC, and so does he and whatever. And normally me and a bunch of, a million other people say, stop posting power slap on the UFC. What are you? Can you still see Dana? Is that what you're showing me?
Dana, but you can also see, guess who still follows me? Dana White's son.
Hey, message Dana White's son and tell him that you're on this podcast. God damn it. So Dana White blocked me. Look, I don't care two craps about that, because, as you know, in my opinion, anyone with the whole spousal abuse stuff, domestic violence stuff, I could care less to ever talk to you. But I just thought that was funny.
You know how I feel about all that. But I do hope that Dana and his wife are working things out the best they can. I'll add that.
Yeah.
But fuck that. I can't believe he blocked you.
It's crazy.
He gets so big that one day there's a storyline how he comes on the show and then blocks you.
Just kick him out. Kick him out. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So Dana White has blocked me. So Dana White's gone. But so I mean, the thing that I want to say is like it is weird when organizations are keeping such a, I don't know, such a controlled thing around their product. Like Dana White itself, he is a product. You know what I mean? Like he's like thing. And then I'm thinking, like, does Dana White run his own Instagram? Like he's got time to go around and go,
I have a
fight
feeling.
in sight, block. You know?
Part of me thinks he does.
Yeah, me too. I do too.
I think it right.
Yeah.
His posts, and they seem very like spur of the moment, emotional. How he's thinking.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that was funny. So yeah, I mean, hey, look, at least he knows who I am. He knew who I was for that brief second in time where he blocked me. So fine, whatever.
It's like Lamar Odom still has me blocked too.
Yeah. Well, no one's ever going to unblock you.
Yeah, but he's technically part owner of Celebrity Boxing now.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, he won't know he's blocked you. Once he's blocked you, right, he'll never remember that he's blocked you. So then even though when you're fighting for them, he'll never, like, I would never be able to tell Angela Hill to unblock me per se.
Yeah.
Like, unless I got someone to tell her, but I don't care. Fuck it. You know? Because I also feel like if you're that sensitive to things that I know that I've said, because I know I'm not saying horrible, horrible things.
Yeah.
So, but if you're that sensitive, then you're not really open to hearing other sides of stories or whatever anyways.
I feel that.
But yeah, it's strange. I don't know. But yeah, there's just some weird things about like, okay, so MMA Twitter, horrible place. Crazy, terrible. Fighters that don't manage their own social media, weird to me. And then we've got the Instagram stuff with people blocking or like with disabling comments during their videos and stuff like that. Very strange. I don't know. The whole thing is weird. But what else do we got to talk about? Let's talk about just some random stuff for a couple minutes. The fights this weekend.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to talk about aside from Izzy and the 5-year-old?
You know what? I'm sad that the Karate Hottie did not get the win. Forever a lifelong fan.
Look, she's always been one of my favorites. But I did bet against her on my parlay because I don't know. I think she's done.
Yeah.
I don't see her ever winning another fight, to be fair. She was doing very well, though. She was really doing well. Her kicks were on point. She was looking good. But it's just something. It's just lost the edge.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's next for her. Like, I don't even know.
Maybe she should jump to Karate Combat.
No, she's not truly karate. Her name comes from when she used to work at Hooters, right? Isn't that?
I'm a ninja, a non-binary ninja. Don't knock nicknames, Yao.
No, I'm saying though her karate hottie isn't even from her being. I see. Because you're truly not a ninja.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some haters get on my case sometimes. I've been accused of appropriation, actually. That's
yes. How dare you appropriate the ninja culture? Karate hottie is 37.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, that's way long. Look, I had made a post on our Instagram long ago. If I can find it really quickly here, it's got to be months and months ago, where I said the best move for UFC was to trade her to ONE FC for anyone young. I mean, at the time I said Stamp Fairtex. That was never going to happen. But trade her for someone good. Trade her for someone who's cool, who's got style, who's an up-and-comer. Let them fade out Karate Hottie's career in Asia, which would be cool. She would be so celebrated out there. She has her Thai background. That you could do an event in Thailand with Karate Hottie. It'd be incredible for her. And I feel like UFC could have made some money on that, or gotten the best bang for the buck for Karate Hottie. I posted this July 20th, 2022. So even back then, I had said, I think you need to trade her. Proof, baby.
Yeah.
I said, trade her up. Because now you've let her lose several more fights. Her value is down to 0. That was a sad one. That was a tough loss.
I agree.
Yeah.
But you know what? Well, here's my question. If she were to leave MMA, could you see her going? Could you see her jump into another sport?
No, she's not doing anything. She's had an amazing career, and you hope that she's made money. Did you hear when Dana White was talking about Masvidal, about him retiring? And he's like, look, Masvidal has made all the money in the world. He's made so much money. He never has to do anything again. I'm glad he retires on his own on terms, blah, blah, blah. But Dana White made several mentions of how rich Masvidal is.
Yeah.
Mind you, Masvidal has never won a title.
So
the BMF, fine.
Yeah,
but never won a world title.
He had a hot year.
Yeah, had a good year.
Right? Of like,
so like it's I don't know. How much money did Masvidal make?
So you know what? Part of me wonders, did he make it through this shit? I've heard rumors that he's like trying to run Miami, that he's involved in the street life and all that type of stuff. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, but that's not what Dana's referencing.
Who knows? Who knows?
His drug dealing is going really well, so I'm happy for his retirement.
It makes you wonder. He's got the Game Bread promotion for boxing or whatever, right? That clearly you need a good amount of money to get something like that off the ground. Maybe he got some really good fucking influencer deals that he cashed out well in. Who knows?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It just seems weird that he would make that kind of comment that he's made so much money. So I mean, Karate Hottie, hey, maybe Karate Hottie has made a boatload of money too, and that'd be pretty cool. But who knows? What other fights did you like on the weekend before we go?
I'm trying to remember. I'm such a blur because it was my birthday night.
Nice way to squeeze that in. Happy birthday to Brady Bunch. It was just this past weekend. I forgot to say it on the last podcast, and then it came up on Saturday, and you didn't post anything about your birthday. So I was like, oh shoot, should I not do like a happy birthday post? And then I did. I messaged you privately to say happy birthday,
which meant the world to me.
No,
and
thank you.
No, I was having so much fun that let's say that's why I did not get the post like I wanted to. Okay. But you know what? Looking back, oh yeah. So speaking of Masvidal, right? What do you think about the theory about him oiling up?
That's a pretty good one, right?
Yes.
Hey, so for those that don't know, Gilbert Burns talks after the fight and says, "What a guy!" And he's laughing it off, like he's not mad or anything. He goes, "What a guy! Dude knows every trick in the book. He was greasy." Yes. And he says how he did it was, you lube up, lotion up, take a shower, lotion up, take a shower, lotion up, take a shower, and you do that multiple times. The stuff seeps into your pores, and then when you're fighting, it starts to like shoot out.
You know what? It makes me wonder. Well, do you think he did it?
Yeah, 100%. Why would Gilbert Burns lie about this? He won the fight. He said it in a jovial manner.
Yes, almost like, yeah, I agree.
Like he was like, this fucking guy.
Yes, he's been around long enough. He knows all the tricks, right?
Yeah.
Did it really work out?
Someone messaged me and said, and I forget who it was. I think it was at MMA Social Squad, our good friends over there. I think he said that Chael Sonnen was did that, and possibly someone else on their retirement fights. Like when they knew they were going to lose, when they know they were out, they kind of just said like, fuck it. And they did something a little bit funny, knowing that they were going to lose anyways, or that they were almost done. So I was like, I don't know. I look, I have no doubt that Masvidal, if Burns says it, why would I not believe it, I guess?
Yeah. But you know what? I'm sure it helps.
Yeah. You mean helped him survive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because Burns was throwing leather.
I'm wondering if something like that would have an advantage in boxing too.
Are you gonna try? Just
I'm wondering if I had
I don't know. How would you? Where?
and a punch hit me, would it be like if the angle wasn't perfect, more likely to slide off, like shit like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just
No,
curious.
oh, I thought you. Okay, hold on. I don't think it's your facial. I
Well, it
think
could be anything, right? I'm just imagining like, oh yeah,
but I think maybe in the boxing, like if you did grease up, then when they try to go into the clinch, maybe they couldn't hold you as
you're
tight.
right. So you know what?
Maybe. Uh maybe that would be one. Can I tell you one funny thing that our good friend Chelsea Chandler said
Yeah,
to me the other day? She's the coolest. We were talking about, or there were the posts about oh no. No. I know she's mad that Nunes, I saw her posting that Nunes is fighting Pena for the trilogy in
yeah.
Canada, mind you.
Okay.
And let me just tell you, I'm not fucking flying to Vancouver to watch Nunes Pena. So that saved me some money, I guess, because I'm not flying there for that. No, it was another fight. It was when Kat Zingano beat Leah McCourt in Bellator.
Yeah.
And so I had posted saying, what an amazing fight, blah, blah, blah. And then Chelsea Chandler was liking it. And then I said, oh, you were cheering for Kat? And she goes, yeah, of course. And I go, oh, okay, it was an amazing fight. And then her message, picture Chelsea Chandler. If you haven't seen the podcast with Chelsea Chandler, you got to watch it. She's the coolest chick. Her message to me, Leah is absolute garbage. She was lucky to submit Janae. Just so funny. Like, just like so hard, like so rough. She's the best.
Has she had a fight? Because I remember she
No,
had a fight announced, and that
she
fight.
is so mad.
And who was it that her fans want her to fight?
The Aylin Prez, the twerker.
But no, there was the other one, short hair. She was watching the events this weekend. I hate to put it this way. I think I could say this. I think part of the LGBT community. What's her name? Oh, like blonde, short hair, kind of cut like just the top. Oh, man.
Macy Chiazon?
Yes, I think that's who it is.
Is it really? I just took a random guess.
Yes,
Okay.
I remember the few times I put up like posts. That's who.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, she has no fight, and you know, per her social media, she's pretty pissed that she's still not booked for a fight.
I get it. I think a lot of people are scared of her. I hope they don't screw her.
Well, she's got to get a fight sooner or later. Like, you got to book her against someone. Like, what the crap?
And yo, the one thing I'll say is this: I'm just hoping, like with all the training she's getting in, she'll just completely destroy
Just
whoever it is
maul.
that there's the cage.
Yeah.
With, right?
But she's so funny, man. She's the coolest. Yeah. Any other fight that was, or any other topic that you thought was interesting?
Let me go back. So where was it? Boop, boop, boop. We talked about the Curtis fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy Kevin Holland won.
Kevin Holland. Did you see the Twitter video where he tells the kids to fuck off?
No, no.
There's a video. I don't know whether it's before or after the fight. He's like on the street. There's no context, of course, but he's on the street, and some kids, in their 20s, I guess, are coming up to take photos with him. And this one kid looks kind of very innocent, and he's coming up with his goofy little smile, and he stands next to Kevin Holland, and he puts his arm around Kevin Holland, right, like around the waist.
Yeah.
And Kevin Holland immediately goes something like, "You touched me. That's it. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here." And he tells all the kids to fuck off. And it appears like it's because the kid touched him.
Yeah. But I get it. Who wants to be touched by some random kid?
I'm thinking about it in my brain when I've gone to take photos with people. Yeah, I guess if you go with a fighter, here's our last bit of advice for people following the podcast. If you go to take a photo with a fighter, just do the hands up.
Yeah.
Do the fists up and stand like that.
And
flex. Do what? Yeah, I guess why would you put your arm around their waist?
Yes,
And it's a dude on a dude.
I could see that weird in Kevin Holland.
I mean, I guess. But here's the thing, though. I always think it's so gross and creepy when dudes do it to the girl fighters.
Without a doubt. So yes, same thing, same idea, right? boundaries are boundaries. No one should be touched without their permission, right?
Now I'm trying to think of all the fighters that I've taken a photo with. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm putting my hand around their waist. I guess that really is weird.
You know what? Sometimes I pull the Keanu Reeves when I take photos, meeting like random people, which is like my hand has to be visible behind them, if that makes sense. So I don't touch, and like the hands on the outside or above them.
What? Why is this the Keanu Reeves?
Yo, go look at pictures of Keanu Reeves. Supposedly, he never touches anyone when he takes a photo. It's like a unique thing he does, and he's done for like from the beginning of time, supposedly.
Okay.
And now people have been noticing more just because of the way the world works, where like he's one of the people they refer to as like, I guess, ahead of the game in that sense. Let me see if I can find something.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Keanu
But
Reeves-
okay, I'm just thinking. No. I just don't. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I guess when I took pictures with other fighters, or they put their arm around me because I'm so lovable. Like I remember when I met Verdun.
yeah,
He was like he had his arm around me and he was like hugging me, kind of thing. So, I guess yeah. Okay, that's our tip to viewers for the podcast for today. What have you learned? If you're taking a photo with a fighter, don't touch them, you dirty, nasty perverts.
and you know what? I'm actually sending you really quick in the chat just the link to Keanu Reeves.
All right. Well, I can't put that on the screen. All right, Brady Bunch. We've educated people. We've talked about social media manners. What the hell should you be doing? I apologize that there was no guest, but you know what? Sometimes it's nice that they just get to, that our viewers, fans, and listeners just get to interact more with us and know us.
Yes.
In next week, again, we have the fighter for Havoc FC. He's coming on for sure.
And let's not forget, I gotta plug my boxing. What's today's date? We got the Davis Garcia fight coming up. I think April 22nd. In my opinion, it's the biggest boxing event of the year.
Why did you say your boxing?
Oh, just meaning like I love
Boxing?
the boxing talk. Yeah, meaning
No, okay.
Meaning just, I know very often we focus on MMA.
Yes.
But I don't want our fans to forget about that fight because I know I'll be watching and talking about it. Though we will probably have one more episode before then.
Nice.
But yes, I can't wait for next week's interview.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about next week too.
Yeah.
And let's hope our guest shows up.
Yeah. And if anybody, if this was your first time watching the podcast and you made it this far, first of all, thank God. But if it's your first time watching the podcast and you're like, these people are idiots, it's because I have a whole interview planned for the guest. And when they don't show up with 0 minutes to go, we're pivoting as quick as we can. There's not a lot of movement, but I feel like we did a good job. We got through these topics that I really want to talk about. I think there were some funny moments. Brady Bunch, you're the best. Thank you so much for always being a part of the show. Guys, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, go grab your mom's phone, subscribe on that phone too. We need all the viewers and listeners we can. And, watch us on your car ride to work, on your car ride back home, blah, 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 everything. Awesome. Brady Bunch, go train your ass off, and we'll see you at one of those leagues very soon.
Without a doubt, headed to sparring in a bit.
All right, see ya.
See ya.